Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about a massive earthquake in Myanmar and Thailand, another claim for lost items from a luggage at Manila airport by a celebrity, 17 Filipinos arrested in Qatar for unlawful protests, and more, beginning with our main story, that devastating earthquake that took place in Myanmar and Thailand. Many of you guys mentioned this in the comment section of yesterday's video. Just as I was finishing yesterday's video, I saw the news, so I had to be putting it in this video, and this is some of the aftermath that took place. A massive earthquake in Myanmar sends shock waves through Bangkok as well. Two powerful earthquakes measuring 7.7 and 6.4 magnitude struck Myanmar on Friday, March 28th. The tremors were so intense that they were felt nearly 900 kilometers away in Thailand's capital, Bangkok, causing panic and widespread disruption. The force of the quake shook buildings across the city. High rises swayed dangerously with water sloshing out of the rooftop pools. Cranes toppled from the construction sites, and frightened residents fled their homes and offices, gathering in the streets, particularly in the busy area of Sukhumvit. One high-rise building in Bangkok collapses as a result of the tremors. Near Chatuchak Park, over 40 people became trapped under the rubble of another building. Emergency officials confirmed that 43 workers were initially trapped, while 7 managed to escape. Rescue operations are ongoing, with teams from National Emergency Response and Rescue Centers working alongside local agencies to locate and save survivors. Aftershocks have continued to rattle the region, further heightening fears. Videos shared online show multiple buildings in Bangkok visibly shaking or collapsing under the stress of the quakes. The Thai Prime Minister has convened an emergency meeting to assess the damage and coordinate national relief efforts. Authorities are urging the public to remain calm, avoid congested areas, and exercise caution. Some unbelievable scenes when it comes to an earthquake. My prayers goes out to everybody that's affected by this. I'm sure that doesn't really mean anything to them, and it's hard to watch this. For some reason, this story affected me a little bit more emotionally than other earthquakes that I've seen before. Maybe because I'm so connected to Bangkok. I got a lot of friends there. The sheer number of people that have passed away because of this, the severity of it, or the fact that Myanmar, of course, right now going through a horrible time throughout their history and the whole regime there. Not a lot of stuff and news coming out of there because of the military control over the media. So devastating for sure. I don't know what I can do, but if you guys are living in Bangkok or Myanmar, somewhere nearby, see if you can become part of the rescue efforts, the cleanup efforts, anything you can do for your community, obviously. But something that Thailand can do is the following. In the wake of the recent earthquakes that shook parts of Bangkok, city officials are urgently inspecting high-rise buildings for structural damage. The Prime Minister has assured the public that most aftershocks are low in intensity and pose no serious risk. Buildings that show no signs of damage are considered safe for re-entry. However, residents who are unsure about the safety of their building are encouraged to report concerns via the Tafi Fundi app or call 1555. Users can submit photos for engineers to initially review and assess whether it is safe to return. Bangkok governor stated that engineers from Department of Public Works and Town planning, along with military engineers, have been deployed to accelerate the inspection process. In response to public concerns, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration has also opened public parks citywide to operate 24 hours, offering a safe outdoor space for those who are still unsettled by the quake. The situation is under control, and the government urges the public to rely on official updates through the BMA's Facebook page and trusted state media. Once again, the government doing their best to go ahead and try to minimize any kind of fallout from this. Nothing more to say about this. Just the images alone are really shocking to me. Personally, I've shared this story before, but I was only in an earthquake one time in Davao just last year, and I was just having a cup of coffee. I got up and I felt dizzy, and I'm like, oh, how strong is this coffee, bro? And I look outside of the condo across from me, and this thing was like going like this, and the water was literally coming down the sides. And I'm like, oh, it's an earthquake. I ran down the stairs, and there was a group of people gathered at the bottom the emergency exit. I'm like, get out of my way, broski. I just shouldered that door and opened up. I don't want to say save people, but they really got to take care of that door to those emergency. Just like yesterday's story that we covered about fire hazards and building not being up to par. This is exactly why some of those reasons are extremely important when you're buying or renting a condominium. Next up, singer-songwriter Ice Seguera called out the security at the NAIA airport after his wife allegedly lost items in her luggage. The artist on Wednesday, March 26, took to his Facebook page to complain about Liza Dino Seguera's situation. in which he claimed she lost 2 items from her box and luggage. And then the airlines actually responded. They said, "Dear Mr. Seguera, we understand how important your belongings are and we appreciate you bringing this to our attention." The account commented on the singer's post, "Rest assured we take such matters seriously and our team is here to assist in looking into this," end quote. The flag carrier added, this is a Philippines airline, quote, "We've reached out to you via Instagram to gather more details and support you in this investigation. We'll do our best to help," said Philippines Airlines. Another negative image for NAIA itself. I hope they find her belongings, and that's quite the accusation, so I assume she has some evidence or very sure about the items that were in her luggage but no longer after they received it. Let's see what happens with this. Next up, 17 Filipinos are arrested in Qatar for a political protest. Several Filipino nationals were arrested in Qatar for participating in unauthorized political demonstrations. The Philippines Embassy in Doha confirmed the arrest and providing consular assistance. The embassy reminded Filipinos in Qatar to respect local laws and particularly regarded public protests. The arrests were linked to global rallies by supporters of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, who is currently detained in ICC. The embassy is closely monitoring the situation. Yeah, just like us Mandem, us expats, foreigners, immigrants, whatever you want to call us here in the Philippines, we're not supposed to take part in any kind of rally. The same goes to Filipinos abroad, not just in Doha, Qatar, any country in the world. Just don't do it because it may be against that country's law. And this is a good reminder from the embassy. They're working right now with the consulars and the embassies and all that to try to go ahead and release those individuals. Let's go on to our next story. Let's finish up with a little bit of positive news. The Philippines National Police inaugurated newly built standard buildings in 4 local government units in Negros Occidental this week. Amazing, brand new buildings. Hopefully make police officers do their jobs in a bit more comfort building. You know what I mean? And that's it. Now it's time for a segment Yesterday Today, where I share some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. But first, I want to thank Joe for buying me a coffee. Love the channel, informative and entertaining. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Joe, as well as someone who bought me a coffee, Anonymous. Thank you both. These coffees do make a huge difference, so thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. I've left a link to buy me a coffee in the description and in the comment section. Or you can go ahead and scan this QR code if you're on your TV, but you can just use your phone to capture that. It takes you directly to buy me a coffee. Some of the top comments are from Gary Dads. The locals are not discreet about where they have a jingle. I'd be more concerned about the person filming it. Yeah, good point. And Patrick says, I thought that this guy was pissing as immediately thought he was going native. That's very typical Pinoy behavior. Health Run Yun says he must be Italian because while in Rome, they pee in the streets. Oh, okay, I get it. As in, like, you know, since a lot of people do here. Retired Duke says some people just have no shame. I would at least try to find a place a lot more private. It sucks big time when people use your streets like a toilet. You can do without people like that. Oh yes, a lot of people commenting on that story about the guy, the main story. Actually, the funny thing is, I interviewed this guy on my channel last year. I had a whole conversation with him, kind of an oddball character, so what a big coincidence. I happen to cover him on Asia Now, but not in a good light. So yeah, if you guys want to see that video, I'll see if I can find a link and put it in the comment section down below somewhere. I don't know if that's okay to do because maybe I won't do that. But yeah, I've interviewed him. If you're really curious, you can scroll through like 2 years ago videos and find him. He's on the thumbnail, I want to say. Anyways, so a lot of guys also mentioned the fact that locals do it, so why are you going to bother expats about doing it? Hey, just because the locals do it doesn't mean it's right. You know what I mean? So that's different. So, and also it's their home, it's their streets. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you in the next video.